Well, there's a major development on Capitol Hill today as nomination hearings for Trump's pick to be the next CDC director were abruptly canceled. The White House pulling the nomination of David Weldon without any explanation, but a source telling NewsNation he did not have the votes in the Senate. Let's bring in NewsNation's Joe Khalil live for us there on Capitol Hill. So, Joe, this is all happening, of course, as the administration is dealing with a measles outbreak.
Yeah, and it's entirely possible that the measles situation impacted the decision here to pull Dave Weldon as the nominee here. What's really unusual, Nichole, is look, we've seen Matt Gaetz, for example, be pulled as the nominee. This is not unprecedented, but it is very unusual that it happens in the 11th hour, literally just a few hours before this person was set to have their hearing in front of the Senate Health Committee. So we don't exactly know what all went into this decision. We do have two White House sources telling NewsNation they feel like Weldon simply was not going to have the votes to be confirmed. However, we have seen before other nominees, people like Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who were named as nominees and started out in a place where they too did not have the votes or the full support from Republican senators to pass confirmation. And what this White House did in those cases was really just work over the senators who were no's or who were skeptical. In this case, that didn't happen. So it's possible they felt that Weldon's nomination was simply too hard of a fight, or maybe they felt like it was a fight not worth having. The measles situation now wouldn't have boded well for him. We know he was going to get questions about that, along with several instances in the past where, as a congressman, he raised serious questions about the efficacy of vaccines when it comes to measles. He also drew a direct link between vaccinations and autism in children, which the vast majority of the medical community has said that there is not evidence for that, something that he was pushing. So there were going to be a lot of vaccine questions from several senators, some even on the Republican side. This is what Senator Patty Murray had to say, the Democrat, one Democrat on the committee, who said that basically he should never have been picked at all. That's her ex-post here. She said, I have little to no confidence in Trump to pick somebody who would have been better effectively, and says that we should nominate someone who at a bare minimum believes in basic science. So this was going to be an issue. Take a listen to what Senator Susan Collins, a Republican, had to say just before the hearing when they learned of it. And basically she said she was, like everyone else, blindsided by the news. Take a listen.
In this case, we were about to have the hearing and the nomination was withdrawn. I had reservations about the nominee, but I wanted to give him the opportunity to answer questions in a public forum.
So, Nichole, you heard right there. She was prepared to give him the opportunity. In other words, she thought this hearing was going to happen when she woke up this morning, as did, by the way, the chairman of this committee, Senator Bill Cassidy, who we didn't get on camera, but our producers spoke to him this morning, and he affirmed to them that this news also surprised him. He woke up today thinking he was going to be chairing this confirmation hearing. Obviously, that is not happening.
Is not happening, Joe. Has the White House given any indication on who might be replacing him?
So it's a great question. We have not seen the White House put forward a name yet to replace him. It seems as though, per our conversations with Republicans, he has no chance of reviving his own nomination, so it's going to be someone else. What we can probably tell you is that if it was the vaccine skepticism that ultimately was preventing him from getting the votes he needed, you'd imagine the White House would put forward someone who doesn't have that kind of a checkered past with those kinds of statements. But we will find out. We have not heard any name to replace Weldon just yet.
All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Okay, Joe, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.